The notebook is absolutely packed from Student Appreciation Day, full practice. Lettermen Row was here inside the Woody Hayes Athletic Center to see it all. Tim May, Andy Backstrom, he's been here 41 years, he's been here 2, I've been here 6. Let's get on to the good stuff, fellas. A lot to break down on Student Appreciation Day. Tim, one thing.
Just one?
What did you learn Tim May?
All right, just one?
Yeah, just one.
Can I put 2 together?
Well, we got 20 minutes of video here, so you can talk about multiple things.
One.
Just one.
Devin Brown is in this thing.
Okay, I mean, you can expound on it. I just want to hear
Well, Devin Brown is in this thing. He's in this fight for the starting quarterback at Ohio State, and watching him and Will Howard do things. There were some good moments, some bad moments and stuff, and it sure looks like Julian Sayin wants to make a point as a freshman also. So I think the quarterback battle is just heating up.
Yeah, we're here. The quarterback battle is in full swing. I think that it is heating up more than it is cooling down. Andy, what'd you learn today?
Well, I think we already knew this, but Jeremiah Smith is a freak, and we got.
That's like picking an apple.
Well, we got to talk about it.
We've got to talk about it.
He mossed Jermaine Matthews Jr. I think 5 minutes into us being here, and then had a great catch in single coverage against Denzel Burke, which just popped up that memory of the Cotton Bowl where Denzel Burke was asked about Jeremiah Smith, and he was basically like, I got to see it first. Well, he just saw it firsthand, got beat downfield, and he's got everyone's attention right now, and for good reason. This kind of reminded me of Carnell Tate last year, when Carnell Tate just wowed everyone at Student Appreciation Day, but this felt even more serious of just how good Jeremiah Smith was today.
Yeah, it's very, very impressive what Jeremiah Smith is doing.
Can we make another round, by the way, of guys?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll go with Julian Sayin then, just to get out of the way. This kid is not afraid of anything. Again, within the first 10 minutes of us being in here, there's a crossing route, 11 on 11. There's a crossing route. There's 2 linebackers dropped into coverage. He looks off the linebacker like he's going outside and just drops a dart into a Emeka Egbuka between the 2 linebackers, 15 yards down the field. A layered throw across the middle that seniors sometimes don't make. Then you got the true freshman out here in practice number 8 of his entire career making it. I was more than impressed. I'm buying the hype. Everything we've heard about Julian so far through these first 2 practices, I think it's warranted. No, that does not mean that he's going to start August 31st against Akron. He could, but that's not where this is going. It's just the fact that the hype is real, and he looks really, really good for a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, and he got to play. He got to take part in the full scrimmage aspect of things, and Aaron Nolan didn't.
Yeah,
which is an interesting thing. The other freshman quarterback, Aaron Nolan, did throw earlier in the day, but when I watched you saying, I'm standing from here to the camera, almost from him, when Kenyatta Jackson's coming right down on him, and he stood right there and threw the ball. Now, you're wearing a black jersey, you know you're not going to get hit, or at least get hit hard. But the other guy that stood out, I mean, just in the post-practice situation, along with playing today, was Caleb Downs, a transfer from Alabama, the safety. I think he had a bigger crowd around him than anyone else of students here, and some adults who are claiming to be students, wanting to get his autograph, etc. And Caleb Downs definitely looks the part. And I'll just name a couple others, Ken.
Sure.
Sonny Style, C.J. Hicks, once again, when you get to watch them in a spring setting, they can't help but get your attention. And then I missed, of all the videos I shot, Jelani Thurman down the scene early in the practice.
Leave a couple guys for us to name there, Tim.
But I was talking about Jelani Thurman this time a year ago, exactly the same way.
Yeah, running back depth stuck out. I thought that Will Howard's best throw of the day was to Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah.
And it was down the sideline, weaving around all the way to the end zone for a touchdown there. And I think one thing I was curious about with Quinshon Judkins is how much would they use him as a receiver. Obviously, this is just spring. We're getting probably the most vanilla form of whatever this Chip Kelly offense, Ryan Day offense is going to look like. But I do think we're going to see Quinshon as a receiver more. He wants to be that versatile back that can catch out of the backfield, and we got to see that, and I thought that was Will Howard's best throw of the day. He had some really good throws. He also had some not so great throws, but he seems to be transitioning, lost his black stripe after practice, and so clearly he's making enough of an impression to be progressing in this quarterback competition.
Another guy that I thought did well and lost his black stripe as well as I move into the trenches like I just typically do, Seth McLaughlin. Snapping issues, didn't see, maybe there's 1 or 2, but that's to be expected from any center in spring, even the best centers. It's spring ball. I thought Seth McLaughlin looked good. He looked good in one-on-ones at times. I thought that, a couple times guys got the best of him, but that's just called a good rep, right?
Yeah.
Luke Montgomery, thought had a really good day. he's progressing. You're seeing it more and more from him. He's looking more and more like a guard as he comes along here.
I thought Tegra Shabola looked pretty good.
Tegra Shabola looked good. I don't mean to check the notebook, but
that's a cheat book.
You don't want to leave guys out. Like
yeah.
The top four are the top four. We're not going to sit here and name Jack Sawyer and JT and Ty and Tyleek because those guys always look good, right? But like, Will Smith in there with the second team. That's important to note. Taiwan Malone down with the third team. You got to note those kind of things. I thought Taiwan had a couple reps that were good, but it's noticeable that, Will Smith is up there. Jason Moore is up there with the twos, and you're starting to see those guys get more run. So I thought in the trenches, it was a decent day, good competition. Not too much to discern from it, I don't think, because they were split squatting the offensive line. The right side was with the number one right side was with the number two left side, and the number one left side was with the number two right side.
Yeah.
So it's hard to kind of glean a lot, but I thought individual guys had some decent days too.
Yeah, and I want to tell you something. I mean, we got to watch basically a full practice today.
Yeah, intense.
This is going to be a hell of a defense. I mean,
yeah, it's intense.
They've got playmakers at every. I'm not gushing. I'm just watching guys individually do their things. I took a lot of video today too. I'm going to go back and study while I'm watching the NCAA tournament. But the bottom line is they've got guys that can make plays at every spot. And right on down the line, Lathan Ransom didn't get to take part in the full drills because they were still bringing him back on a pitch count situation. But Caleb Downs looks the part. Denzel Burke had his moments today. So did Davis and Igbinosun. I was talking to three guys, former players on the sideline. We were just watching. Davis and Igbinosun just looks the part and plays the part. I mean, and that's just your defense backfield. But up front, I think they've got eight or 10 guys, man, right now who could definitely be in the mix in the fall, and that's huge. Like Ryan Day said, they want to have 3 guys at every position that can play because it's going to be a long season the way they're looking at it. It could be a 16-game, possibly 17-game season. And that's what stands out to me is I just think the defensive front is getting after it.
Most of the time, Andy, these Student Appreciation Day practices, Tim's been around for quite a few of them. I've been around for a few of them now. I think this is your second one.
By the way, thanks Urban Meyer for starting these things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you, Urban.
Way back when.
It's not the intensity that really shows through in these. It's more of like letting the students see certain things, right? I thought today's practice was highly intense. I thought there was some good intensity out there. I thought there was some good pad popping, some thuds. They're not taking guys to the ground because they're just not going to do that during spring ball. But I thought the intensity was pretty good out here, and it lets you see some guys who are known for their intensity. The Arvell Reeses, like I said, the Will Smiths, the guys who you would want to see that intensity from. I thought it let them kind of shine in the day just because of how intense the practice really was.
Yeah, I agree. Edric Houston's another name I'd throw in there. Popped up a lot, the 96 number that people are still trying to get familiar with, but he was out there. I thought he turned some heads. Wide receiver-wise, we got to mention Bryson Rogers. Had a great kind of touchdown catch from Devin Brown there. Took it over the middle and all the way to the end zone, and that was a laser by Devin Brown right there.
Yeah.
I'll also say that, another update, Brandon Innes is someone that, not practicing as much today. Seems to be somewhat of a temporary injury, but they're trying to get that sorted out.
Yeah, and right on down the line, I was impressed by a couple of big-time plays, but I want to get back to my preface I made about Jelani Thurman. I just think he and G. Scott Jr., for example, are kind of leading the way in that room, and some other guys are kind of stepping up. But Jelani Thurman, I was gushing about him. As a matter of fact, the first question I asked Ryan Day after the Student Appreciation Day last year, you can go look it up, was, did Jelani Thurman catch your eye? Because, number one, he's 6 foot, 5'6",
Yep.
and now he's a bigger version of that. And he had the first real big play in this scrimmage, the scrimmage situation. And it's just interesting. It's going to be interesting to watch his progress, whether he can be in that 12 group or maybe even that 11 group as they progress. And the other thing that jumped out at me, the quarterback run is here to stay. You got to take everything with a grain of salt. These quarterbacks were all wearing black jerseys today, not to be tackled, not to be hit really, but a couple of times. First it was Will Howard, then it was Devin Brown, and then also Lincoln Keno's. They kept the ball on that little keeper play. I call it the quarterback power play between right guard and right tackle, where it just opened up and boom, they're right down the field. That's part and parcel to a Chip Kelly offense. And I think you saw examples of that again today. Really didn't see that a lot last year, although we did see Cal McCord run a little bit in Student Appreciation Day. But they're going to actually call those plays now, and the quarterback's going to keep it.
looked pretty evident to me, Andy, that is a staple. And I thought the run game looked good today, even though they're not hitting. It's hard to kind of get a gauge on where the run game is, but I thought it looked pretty good today.
Yeah, some misdirection too. We saw some pitches. One was even to Emeka Ibuka. Others were a little bit like option flare that I thought we saw. Even some RPOs that even caught me a little bit by surprise. My camera was going the wrong way, and the next thing you know, Will Howard's keeping it and rolling, and then throwing to Bryson Rogers or whoever. And so I think that's another little wrinkle. We don't see a ton of RPO stuff, I guess, pre this, but we know that's part of the playbook for Chip Kelly. And so again, that's where this offense is merging. It's the same system per se, but there's going to be new wrinkles, and I think with that run game you can get really creative with these quarterbacks who can run.
Oh, I want to say one other name before we cut it off here. Mitchell Melton.
Yeah, it looked good.
We all know his injury problem from a couple years ago, and then last year, kind of got lost in the mix and stuff. But Mitchell Melton looks the part. He looks like that guy that they were going to use as that Leo several years ago, and before he got hurt and stuff. And really like the way he looked today.
Let's go through a couple housekeeping notes just to get him out of the way.
Defensive end, linebacker kind of guy.
Jelani Thurman, the catch over the middle was into triple coverage. It was a bad throw. Jelani Thurman made it look great.
Yeah.
The lucky news.
That's what I'm talking about.
The good news, and I'm sure one of you guys have it on film, but the good news for whoever was playing quarterback then is I forgot to write down which quarterback threw it. So it was a bad ball, but Jelani made it look good.
I didn't have the video. Remember, I wasn't shooting video.
And that's fine. So Jelani, great job. And quarterback, you're off the hook because Jelani made you look good, and we didn't write down who you were.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Kojo Ansui carried off the field. We'll see what happened there. We don't know if we'll even get a good injury update on that, but it was noticeable. Hope that he's okay. Hope everything's okay with him.
Yeah, you want to stay in that mix. You want to stay in that competitive situation if you can.
Two other guys, Keon Grays, I thought had a good day. Had 3 catches from what I wrote down here that I was impressed with.
He did that 2 years ago. I mean, I was thinking this guy's going to play, and then he kind of gets lost in the mix. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm telling you about this team. This team, it doesn't just have 85 guys on it on scholarship. It's got a few more than that, obviously, with some of the walk-ons and stuff, like T.J. Caffey. I mean,
TC Caffey.
TC, yeah.
What did I say? TC?
TJ.
Or TJ. That's what I said, didn't I?
You said TJ. It's TC.
Oh, T.C. Caffey. Yeah. Okay. Cut that part out. T.C. Caffey, as Ryan Day said, he's probably going to play. I mean, because he looks the part and stuff. But that's what's – I keep using that term. You got guys bubbling up in this roster right now, competing with the guys that you already have given some jobs to. But I will say this. JT Tuimoloau and Jacques Sawyer picked up where they left off at the end of the year last year. They were unblockable at times.
Two more names, I promise, and then I'm going to get us out of here because we've got to get out of here, is I thought George Fitzpatrick, tackle, decent day. That doesn't mean he's going to be in the tackle conversation. I think it's noteworthy to name these guys when they have a good day.
Got to meet his dad today, and his dad was fired up about what he was seeing out there.
I thought he had a good day. His dad's eyes are good because I thought George Fitzpatrick had a good day. And then Jaden Bonsu was running with the twos. Jaden Bonsu, name to know, kid from New Jersey, kind of flew under the radar, had some injury issues last year, didn't arrive till the summer too. He's a name to keep an eye on, especially Malik Hartford out for the spring. I think Jaden Bonsu can start to make a little bit of a move here, up that depth chart, try to get into a special teams role.
Was he the guy that had the blitz right up the middle at one point? I'm trying to remember. Go ahead.
I was just saying hi to our friend Larry.
There's our friend Larry the Redcoat back there. Special shout out to
Larry the Redcoat.
Yeah, there we go. We're going to get out of here because the Redcoats are telling us to, and because Student Appreciation Day is wrapping up here in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. If you can't tell, we're excited. There's a lot to talk about. There's only one place to get all that information. Everything we're going to talk about, we're going to praise Ty Hamilton as much as we possibly can.
Here we are. Kick down.
On the Lettermen Lounge message board, it's $1 for your first month, $1 through the spring game and into the transfer portal window. $1 for your first month at lettermenrow.com. That gets you into the Lettermen Lounge. We've already got a thread there with some initial thoughts. We're going to have more coverage at lettermenrow.com as the weekend rolls along. A special happy Easter to everybody. Make sure to spend time with your family if you get the opportunity to. We hope that you have a good holiday. Tim May, the 41-year vet, Andy Basham, and me, Spencer Holbrook. We'll see you guys back in here for another one of these spring practice videos on Monday. Until then, happy Easter. Head to lettermenrow.com to get all the coverage.